And now we are going to move to our next speaker. It's about Integrative Comprehension of Reality, Status and Perspectives by Professor Ephraim Eliav. It's my pleasure, again, to introduce our second speaker of the day. Professor Ephraim Eliav is Kamea Research Professor in the field of atomic physics and relativistic quantum chemistry at Tel Aviv University. He specializes in precision calculations of the physical properties of heavy atomic molecular systems necessary both for testing fundamental physical theories and applied research and development. He has published over 140 articles in leading scientific journals like Nature. He's a laureate of more than 25 international grants and prizes. He has worked as a visiting professor at 15 leading universities in the US, Canada, Europe, Japan, and China. He's been a speaker at over 50 international conferences and seminars. So the title of his presentation is Integrative Comprehension of Reality, Status and Perspectives. Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joachim, for this double introduction. Well, I'm representing here the Institute for Humanity and Universal Development, IHUD, as I have already talked. In my presentation, I'd like to sketch outline of the scientific background, goal, structure, and feature of the integrative comprehension of reality, which nowadays is under development in our institute, IHUD, both theoretically and in practice, in order just to provide an adequate response to the challenges of the 21st century and build a peaceful and flourishing human civilization in the entire world. It is important to know that most illustrations in my talk were generated by DALL-E component of Chat GPT. Comprehension of reality. The strongest human desire to investigate and comprehend reality has been a driving force throughout the history, with science, technology, art, culture, philosophy, and religion, all aiming to fulfill this innate necessity. Yes, and it was mentioned in many works, like in works of Tarnas. However, the reliability of existing scientific methodology and alternative approaches in providing a true picture of reality remains a subject of debate. And we can read about debate, for instance, in good papers. Furthermore, the stability of the individual human consciousness for objective investigating is also questioned. There are many works of famous Australian philosopher Chalmers who is just writing about this. So this presentation will explore briefly the essence of the nature of our reality, its building blocks, interconnections, and the possibility of adequate and objective comprehension of reality through the integrative form of human consciousness. Reality is characterized by its informational and entangled nature, stemming from the quantum integrative non-local feature of the Big Bang initial state. And we can read about how our universe has developed during this Big Bang in the work of Bell, Aspect, and etc., and why our world is entirely interconnected. The concept of so-called causality and the governance of reality by integral, symmetric, and minimax laws suggest a deep interconnected universe. And we can see different kind of explanation for this phenomena in the works of Wheeler, Aronov, and many others investigators. The self-consistent, self-resembling, synergetic, emergent, and informational aspects of reality point towards an integrative nature that encompasses matter, time, space, and consciousness. And about that, we can read in many works of Bohm, Sheldrake, Mandelbrot, Prigozhin, and other very well-known scientists of our time. More details about fundamental informational building block of nature will be presented today in the talk of Dr. Alex Averbach from our institute, and I really welcome you to hear his talk. Last but not least important feature of our reality is its human-oriented or anthropic character. On the next slide, I'll give more details on the precise human-friendly character of our nature. So, numerical anthropic principles, both on micro and macro scales, constantly being discovered in many scientific branches like in physics, chemistry, biology, and anthropology and others. They suggest that our reality is not only human-oriented, but it is really human-friendly. And about this, you can read many papers of Barrow and Tipler. The concept of big informational bank, which just demonstrate unproportionally huge concentration of information density on all our universe on our planet, on the planet Earth, and its particular relevance to human life, especially in intellectual, emotional, and social aspects, further supports this idea, and it was mentioned by many works of Bekenstein. The concept of a big informational bank, which really demonstrates that most of the information in our humanity, of our universe, is concentrated on the planet Earth, and in particular on human life, especially in intellectual, emotional, and social aspects. This was investigated in the works of Bekenstein. Human consciousness appears to be particularly suitable and could be further fine-tuned and extended to more adequate and objective comprehension of reality in accordance with minimax and resonance principles. And we can read about these features in works of Penrose and Hameroff. Now, if we are talking about the regular comprehension of reality, including the most advanced scientific research in our world, then all this research relies substantially on the subjective five senses and the mind of an investigator, even when collective efforts are involved. And about this, you can read in the work of a famous philosopher, Popper. This approach is not integrative and cannot be truly objective as it doesn't correspond to the integrity structure of nature. And about that feature, there were many papers of famous physicist Bohm. Some tips on how to get out of the limitation of individual consciousness we are getting from greatest minds of the previous century, Albert Einstein and Kurt Gödel. You can see these outstanding scientists on my slide. In particular, Albert Einstein said it is impossible to solve a problem on the same level as it originated. You need to be higher. You need rise to the next level. Einstein didn't explain what does it means, the next level, and how to rise on it. And Einstein-based pupil and friend Kurt Gödel also provided that regular math, and actually all science, is not complete. Thus, we rely we really need to be outside or above of our individual consciousness in order just to just a moment. It just yes, just to be objective, just to investigate our nature in a true mode, and also to be in a more complete form, in order just to suit what the Gödel is telling us. So in this slide, I would like to just point some special features of integrative cooperation and the potential for emergent collective consciousness, which is investigated in our institute. So our institute, IHUD, is mostly devote its efforts to show that special integrative connection and cooperation between people is the scientifically proven and practical way for building the emergent collective consciousness, suitable for the truly objective perception of reality, and actually also for the new level of life of all humanity as a united single superorganism. Cooperation is a key factor in human success with the biological world. You can see many explanations about this in the work of Axelrod and Novak. The possibility of creating imagined collective forms of consciousness through altruistic networks, analogous to the connection of the cells in multicellular organisms, is an intriguing concept which was described in works of Wilson, Holdebler, and some other scientists of our time. Various disciplines such as biology, psychology, and anthropology provide insight into the study of superorganisms in nature, and you can check this point in the works of Wheeler, Kamazin, and some others. Areas of social life where cooperation is the most pronounced, actually, are probably life of family, civil services, military services, different religious communities. All these areas demonstrate that integrative cooperation involves prioritizing group interests over personal ones and developing relationships based on mutual responsibility and altruism. And you can see about these many discussions in the work of Sober and Wilson. Cooperative and focused scientific work on building a super organism from the group members in practice is crucial, and this is you can read in works of Toshin and Corning. Here in this slide, in a graphical form, I am comparing the integrative scientific paradigm based on integrative consciousness, which is conceptually is being developed in the IHUD, versus regular science. So regular science constitute from a theoretical approach. It is one axis, and the second axis with limit the scientific plane is experimental approach. All those experimental and theoretical approaches nowadays are well developed, and they include many features which are mentioned in this graph. For instance, to do the proper experiment, we need to start from observation and then trial and then cross-checking and then complete verification with the theory. Theory consists of speculations, hypotheses, logical deduction, data analysis, and then compare with experiment. So experiment and theory are both self-consistent, but they are connected to the individual consciousness. The third axis on my graph is just consciousness, and you can see here different level of consciousness. It will start from the very basic individual consciousness, which all people have, but there are other forms of consciousness, and we are investigating the forms in our institute are conjugated when two people are connected. Then we have group consciousness, intergroup consciousness, humanity as a super organism, and we have also some kind of a global consciousness. And the regular science is which describe the reality corresponding to the individual consciousness. It is still just the plain picture of our reality, and this is why it can investigate only the subjective truth, which is just inside this plane. But the real truth or objective reality could be, and usually is, above the plane of individual reality, and could be reached only with the collective synergetic level of consciousness. So each level of consciousness, collective consciousness, define also a particular level of reality or horizontal plane. And we are currently working on the theory and structure and functionality of these levels of consciousness and the practical methodology, how to apprise on the consciousness axis towards more collective integral levels. This methodology constitute the core of integral education, which we are developing in our institute. The necessity of integrative comprehensive of reality, which is being developed initially with special experimental groups like ours in the IHUD, may be the key of solution of human survival in deteriorating world, solving existential problems such as global crises including new world war and anti Humanian general AI development and some other threats. And actually, we are aiming to build a harmonious humanity which will be lived like human superorganism, and you can see different kind of talk about this opportunity in the works of Laszlo and Rosen. Practical ways to build such human super organism include massive integrative education, worldwide social integral movement, roundtable discussion forums, integrative scientific studies, and the development of special integral economic and laws systems. And some features of all this new world integrative system you can find in the work of Wilber, Beck and Cohen, and also Michael Lightman. Thus, concluding my talk, I can say that integrative comprehension of reality should be universal solution of the 21st century challenges. The so-called integral connection supporting the integrative comprehension of reality, leading to the new synergetic life at the level of global humanity could be characterized by mutual agreement, mutual compliance, mutual assistance, mutual surety, and mutual life. And such life leads to the complete harmony of human society and nature. And for the proper implementation of all these ideas, we need to massively develop the integral dissemination and integral education. So future is in our hand. And thank you for your attention. And I invite you again to visit our site of our institute. And please, I'm ready for questions if they are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Professor Eliav, for this inspiring presentation. Your insights have shed a light on some fascinating aspects of our field. So thank you again. So now let us see if we have some questions. So you are invited to ask your questions, and I'm sure our audience is eager to delve deeper into the topics we've covered. So if you have a question, you want to raise it here live, you can share by raising your hand. I'm showing it to you. This is how you raise your hand. You go down where reaction is, and you go to the smiley, and then there is raise hand. So if you want to do that, you are invited to do that. You can also send it in the Zoom chat or on the YouTube channel. So I'm curious, is there a question here in the room? We would take this first, otherwise we would go to the written questions. If you don't find the raise hand button, you can also just do like this. We might see that. So I don't see a raised hand here at this point. So why don't we hear from Yasmin if we have a written question?
Yes, we have 3 questions, and we'll see if we have time. So for the first one, it comes from YouTube, from Ludmilla. She asked, how does the conscious and subconscious mind work, and how much does one affect the other?
Well, you're asking one of the most terrible and complicated question for all scientists and philosophers. From my point of view, conscious is just a global part which includes many parts inside. And subconsciousness is just the part of the consciousness that it is built in. It's just some kind of software inside us that we don't feel and don't understand how it is working, but it is not only the product of evolution, I believe, but it is also a product of some kind of global consciousness, which is outside of time and space. And it is just some kind of very special theory that we are developing in our IHUD Institute. It could be sound like some kind of mystery, but it is really a very scientifically based approach. That's all that I can say now.
Thank you. And yeah, that's very interesting to delve into this consciousness, subconsciousness topic. So, but are we having one more question? Maybe we have time for one more.
Yes, we have time for one more. So the other question, also from YouTube, from our English channel, what is the importance of integrative cooperation?
Yeah, I have already mentioned in my talk that it is really some kind of key approach how to reach this level of collective consciousness. There is no other way but to be altruistic and to develop this special kind of integrative connection via the many different kind of techniques that we are developing, like a proper roundtable communication, different kind of integral games and integral educational systems, etc. So it's just kind of really scientific approach to make our connection to be integral ones.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So I think this is it. Our time is up here. Thank you very much again, dear Professor Eliav, for this insightful presentation and inviting us to such a deep reflection. And